Hey guys, I'm AfroGeek PlusUltraNappy and welcome back to a brand new video. So this month I wanted to do a video because it is I wanted to do a video talking about two series in particular. I watched one more than the other, but both are very popularized series from the 90s and still even now. And both series I'm going to be talking to you guys about today is Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps. And with these series, both of them kind of hit the nail in the coffin, kind of like the same elements. It's like horrorized storytelling for kids. One I watched more than the other. Like Goosebumps, I watched more than Are You Afraid of the Dark. Like I can definitely reminisce on more episodes from Goosebumps than I can with Are You Afraid of the Dark. But needless to say, both series were really good. So Are You Afraid of the Dark was created by DJ McHale and it was created by Ned Candle. And the series aired on Nickelodeon with 94 episodes, and its original run was from October 31st, 1990 to April 20th, 1996. And it spawned two revivals. The first revival being February 6th, 1999 to June 11th, 2000. And then the second one reviving from October 11th of 2019 to the present. You know, the only episodes that I honestly can think of from the first run, The Tale of the Crimson Clown, The Tale of the Closet Keepers, and The Tale of the Forever Game. Those were the only episodes I honestly can sit here and like name off like the back of my head, because you know, with the Crimson Clown, I think that was when all these guys were at this like fun house or carnival, and there was like the supposed killer clown. And The Tale of the Closet Keepers with this girl who was deaf and her bully get lost. And then, you know, like the Forever Game where these kids are like pawns in like this chess game for like life and death. With Are You Afraid of the Dark, it's your typical, oh, it's a bunch of like counselors, or it's like a group of people at this camp who sit around this fire and they tell each other like scary stories. Essentially, hence the name Are You Afraid of the Dark. The show was good, but like, I don't know, I felt like it definitely was a 90s show for a fact. I don't think it really needed two revivals like the way it did. Now, I will say, like the reboot that they did from 2019, shit looks kind of terrifying. They really made it to where it's like, yeah, we gonna make this shit scary, but like, we gotta remember, hey, kids are watching this shit too. I was watching the trailer for some of it. I'm just like, damn, I can see this shit scaring kids. Like if they were to watch it now, like obviously the stuff from the 90s to like 2000 is not gonna be scary. Now we're gonna be getting into Goosebumps. In Goosebumps, everybody knows the books were created by R.L. Stine, the show was created by R.L. Stine, and it aired on Fox Kids. I was 2 years old when the first revival for Are You Afraid of the Dark came out. I wasn't even like born when the show first started airing. I was like 1 year old when Goosebumps ended. I wasn't around a whole lot when these shows were airing. Goosebumps, like I said, the show and the books were created by R.L. Stine, and the show aired on Fox Kids with a total of 74 episodes, and its original run was from October 27th, 1995 to November 16th, 1996. So it didn't have a long impact like Are You Afraid of the Dark did. Nonetheless, it's like the two shows were out at the same time on two different networks, so they're obviously going to be kind of like butting heads, trying to see, ooh, which one is like the scarier one for kids. Personally, I liked Goosebumps more because Goosebumps was kind of like, you know, it was when you, especially if you read the books, you were kind of like, oh shit. Just like the cover arts and stuff like that for the books were just so good, so cool. And I definitely had more fun watching Goosebumps than I did with Are You Afraid of the Dark. And I genuinely liked a lot of stuff from Goosebumps, like the Night of the Living Dummy series. I loved all of those. I loved the Welcome to Camp Nightmare, the Haunted Mask series, Say Cheese or Die, One Day in Horrorland. But my favorite was the Chillology, where it was like a 3-part thing where all the stories were for some reason connected together. I don't know what it was about it, but just stuff about Goosebumps was really fucking creepy. And I honestly thought Goosebumps was ahead of its time. Like, I feel like if Goosebumps were to get a reboot now, they can really do some creepy shit with it. I mean, yeah, we had those two Goosebumps movies that came out, but I feel like, you know, if they were to try and do Goosebumps now, maybe like on Cartoon Network, you kind of get a more of a leadway with stuff. And I feel like if they were to try and do a live action reboot of Goosebumps, I feel like they could really make that shit really creepy, and they could like make it really really good. I'm not saying I hated Are You Afraid of the Dark, and I'm not saying that all the episodes of Goosebumps were better than all the episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark. I'm just genuinely saying that both series came out around the same time. Both had the elements of horror stories for children. Like I said, I favor Goosebumps more. When I was like, what was it, in middle school, me and my friend, we had this marathon where I got a bunch of Goosebumps titles, and we literally had like a marathon where all day we just watched Goosebumps and ate junk food, and that was probably one of my favorite memories as a kid. And I do that shit now. You know, as cheesy as it is, I would love to just kick back and just watch a couple good episodes of Goosebumps. I don't know why, but it would just be kind of interesting to do some shit like that. But I think Goosebumps overall had more of an impact on kids as far as like telling horror stories for children, more than Are You Afraid of the Dark. Even though Are You Afraid of the Dark was around longer than Goosebumps, Goosebumps always had those books. So Goosebumps definitely had a big recognition, and it definitely had like a big community with it from the jump. You know, I will say that Are You Afraid of the Dark was good to where, like I said, it spawned 2 different revivals. If a second revival is still going, hasn't been canceled, you know, that obviously means something. But overall, none's going to top Goosebumps. I mean, there are stuff that can't top Goosebumps. You know, as far as like between those 2 shows, I'm always gonna be a Goosebumps fan, bro. Like, Goosebumps was the shit. And just the Night of the Living Dummy stuff too, that was really fucking creepy. And then Say Cheese or Die was also very creepy. One thing I definitely like about Goosebumps too was the fact that all the titles were unique and different, versus from Are You Afraid of the Dark, it always had the tale of blah blah blah. Oh boy, I really liked Welcome to Camp Nightmare. I think that one was like a 3-part or a 2-part episode. I can't remember. But if I'm thinking of the right one, man, that one was like, oh my gosh, that was really cool. But a lot of the cheesy effects and everything, since they're both 90s shows, were more funny than they were creepy, obviously. It just makes it a gimmick. And that's what you just kind of like about Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark, is just because, you know, they have cheesy horror elements because they're from the 90s. But overall, both shows are great. But if I'm, like I said, if I'm gonna choose one, it is definitely gonna be Goosebumps over Are You Afraid of the Dark. But anyway, guys, that is it for the video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. We are trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of 2020. And don't forget to hit the bell to get notified whenever I upload videos. You can hit the all feature to get notified whenever I upload every single video, or you can hit the personalized option to get notified when I upload every other video. Don't forget to hit up my links to my social media accounts in the description below. I'm talking Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Patreon. And if you want to do more to help me and this channel become bigger and better, don't forget to, you know, just hit that Patreon. I got diversion tiers, awesome rewards within each tier, and I think we could really make this channel better. But just sharing the videos, watching them, liking, subscribing is just as good as becoming a Patreon member in my book. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I am AfroGeek +UltraNappy, and your boy is just